Well, thank you for this, Heather. I know it's 5 minutes of squirming because nobody actually likes doing this except me because I'm behind the camera. So what I'd like to do for the next couple of minutes is to reflect on your e-learning that you did last year, and we've already had a bit of a discussion about that, but and sort of then sort of look where we're going to go this year and what's going to make you, give you some direction, and help me give me some direction to help you throughout the year. So what e-learning did you integrate into your classroom in 2011? Activities, sorry.
Activities, Wordle.
Oh, Wordle, yeah, okay, yeah.
Wordle. We made interactive glogsters.
Oh, yeah.
So interactive posters. We created normal word posters and posted them across onto the wiki. And normal word processing of stories. Each child had their own page, and they basically posted one piece of work for each different type of writing that we did. Not more than one because it's quite a lengthy procedure, making sure that they get them all up there. What else did we do?
Now you're teaching a year 5 again this year?
4.
4. Oh, year 4. Sorry, yes, year 4. Yeah, okay. So of those things that you did, which do you think was the most successful activity that you did, and why was it so?
We did a lot more. I just can't quite remember we tried at least 2 different things each term.
Yeah.
As a focus, but I can't quite remember what.
Well, so you said, for example, you said Wordle and you said Glogster. If you think of the 2 of those, which was the more successful of the 2 to use?
Well, I think Glogster uses a higher level of skill because they've got to use the different types of.
So with a higher level of skill, did that make it harder for them to actually achieve a result, or
no, just more challenging?
Okay, so did the tool? I guess what I should quantify what I mean by success really. Did the Glogster? Do you think by using Glogster, do you think the learning outcomes or the content that the children created was better than if they just had done a paper-based version? Because basically we've got to, I guess what we're driving at here is looking at the tools that we're using have got to have some benefit. Otherwise, there's no point doing them. It's not it's not just to be just for fun. I mean, although it is good to make it fun.
I think the Glogsters required quite a lot of supervision and guidance.
Right.
Because the quality of some of the facts, and it's just like any research project.
Right.
They have to be answering quality questions in order to get quality answers. And the old story of just finding facts and copying them onto a poster isn't enough. They need to know what facts. Before you start, you actually need to go through the whole process of inquiry learning so that there's quality work and not just copied over facts.
Absolutely. So does that mean then that actually it's by introducing these tools, it's actually throwing up other areas of skill that children need to be competent in before they can actually fully utilise these tools? So what would you say the roadblocks for you were last year to integrate or use other e-learning tools, or use the tools that you chose?
I tried to keep up with everything that the syndicate did, so even though I might have been a bit nervous about it initially, I did it. I just made myself do it, and I made myself take the time, and the hour-and-a-half block that we had in the IT suite was the most valuable because we were able to learn new skills together and work on them together, and we just had plenty of time. There was often not more than 4 or 5 computers working in my room at a time, so it wasn't as if I could use a whole reading group.
Okay.
I was a little bit limited on resources.
So would you say there was a kind of an additional work pressure for you last year? Did you feel as though you're having to work or put more effort into?
Emotionally, yeah. But I didn't want to ignore it. I didn't want to overlook it. And it was challenging me as much as the children.
Right. Okay. We have to work on that because it's not about you guys working hard. I don't want that to happen. Okay. So if you could repeat any of the e-learning activities you did last year, again, what would you do differently with, say, Wordle, or with using the wiki page, or with using a Glogster, or any of those other things?
We use quite a few different things.
Just choose one.
I would like to be able to use photos.
Right.
And photos of the children and their activities, and that was the sort of thing that we didn't do last year.
You got a digital camera in your classroom this year?
Not in the classroom, but we've
got access.
Access.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that sounds like a goal for 2012. Okay, so just to ask that, so would say digital photography and using student photographs and recording be a goal for 2012?
Yes, it would be, yes.
We've got some tools for you then. That's good. Okay, so thinking about what I said earlier on about the, yes, we want the children to enjoy what they're doing, but obviously we want these tools to enhance student learning outcomes. How might we, and I guess I'm saying, have you thought about how we might measure the impact, the positive or negative impact that these tools might have on student learning outcomes? Obviously we're hoping that they're going to be of benefit, otherwise there's no point.
I guess measurements really got to include where you've come from,
yeah,
and end up with where you've gone to.
So what kind of a baseline could we actually record? Flies are pain. Because I was chatting to Stacey earlier on, and we sort of said, well, this year maybe we could look at comparing year-on-year results with the students and to see, well, this has been a particular focus. Is there a difference? But of course, you've got two different cohorts. It's different. How do you do that? So I'm just very keen for us to kind of not lose sight of the fact that we've got to somehow demonstrate or be able to. Perhaps we just rely on overall teacher judgment. But how do we know what we've done is actually benefiting the students?
I suppose we could talk to the students and record their answers and see how they're feeling about things.
Canvass them.
Like ask them what they did last year and how did they feel. Talk to them about how they felt their skills were, and did they feel that they have got better at certain things, or which other things would they like to learn?
Good idea. Okay. Well, we could get onto that. Okay.
Or even on paper, I guess there's the old paper.
No, there's forms.
Okay.
There's forms. There's forms that we can do where the children fill stuff out on the wiki page, and it collates it all for you, which is what you want. You want less work, not more.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to ensure that you meet your goals? Because again, as I said, this is not about overloading people. So, we want you to be successful. We don't want you to be overworked.
I think just make sure that my forward planning is balanced so that whatever I want to achieve in each term isn't too much, and there's different things in each term.
Okay, all right. And is there anything that you think you might have to change in the way that you organise your class or the way you do your planning or whatever to ensure that you're successful?
Yes, we're definitely going to have to work in computer groups,
right,
rather than we were using the IT suite and going in as a whole class, so that's going to be a different type of structure. So during each lesson I would like all of the computers to be used. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that exactly because reading is different, maths is different.
Yeah.
So you actually have to approach each subject area a little bit differently.
Yes, you do.
Afternoons are okay because you're working on landscape learning topics and it's a little bit more casual.
Yeah. Well, we can work on that. So thank you very much for that, and we'll